Yeah,
Did it say? Are we live?
oh, I guess the batteries did.
Did it say live? Hello, everyone. I think we're live. This is your girl Montique, Dr. Joy Pre-PhD, and Callie. We're here to talk about the Real Housewives Ultimate Girls Trip, Season 3, Episode 4, Dangerous Games. They're in Thailand. Is that how you say it, Thailand?
Thailand.
So how would you rate this episode, ladies? And let me go see if we live. Shoot.
I would give it a 5.
Let me find it.
A 5.
Yeah, I can't.
I don't know.
Okay.
Oh, what about you, Joy? Let me find us.
I'm
It's-
still
yeah, it's a
in
couple
the
things
7,
on
7.5, 8. I thought it was a good episode. It's moving.
Oh, we on. Oh, I'm sorry. So you get a 7.8. I give it like a 7.8. I enjoyed it. I really like this cast.
Yeah,
I enjoyed it too.
I
I just have something on both sides I don't like about the people I do like and the people I don't. I don't have patience for certain things, I guess. Okay.
Yeah, I mean, it is a bunch of bickering, but then I still think it's pretty fun though. Like I like when they each have their day, and I feel like Portia's game was kind of stupid, but it was Portia all the way. Anyway.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, know what I'm saying? Okay. So anyway, let me start off with our disclaimer.
They had to improvise.
Entertainment purpose only.
Mm-hmm.
Our opinion. Allegedly.
And alleged. Mm-hmm.
And alleged. What we say. Okay, go, Joy. You want me to start?
They said that the weather was real bad. They kept having to improvise.
Oh, really? Okay.
Yeah.
I think it rains a lot there, right?
Yeah, it rains.
Yeah.
I think it's like in rain. I don't know where it is.
Yeah, it is.
I think rainforest when I think of there.
Yeah, it rains a lot. The rice
Did we
paddies,
talk about that you can rent that house and it's like reasonable?
Yeah, we talked about it last time, but you said that they broke the
I don't
site
remember the rates though. What's reasonable, Joy?
It was like $2,000.
Okay, for like a week or what?
No, I think that's a night.
Oh, okay. Look,
but although that sounds like a lot, but if you think about those kind of accommodations, it comes with all of the stuff that you saw.
Yeah, it comes with the cook.
It comes with
the Pepsi guy.
Right.
Yeah,
I don't know about him, but it comes.
It'll be somebody like him.
All that stuff. And if you think about it, if you want to go to Thailand, this was a 7-8 bedroom house. You're not paying $2,000 for a 1 bedroom. If there are 8 of you going and you're dividing it by 2, you know, that's not even.
But you have to stay a week, I think, or 5 days.
You probably that's just a couple $100 a night.
Yeah,
so it's not bad. It's not unreasonable. If you know
us, like we had 16 people in that house. What you said,
right? But I would have. I mean, and it doesn't look like the house is so big. It doesn't even look like they're crowded in any way.
It ain't
like they're not on top of each other. Somebody won't have to say something and somebody hearing it. It doesn't appear that way.
All right, so I don't know. Mine started off with Portia and Giselle walking, right? And Portia said something about, the white girls on the Housewives get naked.
She sure do. She did.
And when I thought about it, I was like, they do. They really
they
do.
Always are kind of. They're a lot more. And Ashley, they're a lot more free. With their body.
Tamara, really, I mean, she'll just.
I think all of us, we a lot of Black people come from highly Christian backgrounds too, and we know our mamas watching, and that kind of behavior. I hate to say it, but we HOs in private.
Yeah. Freak in the
Not
streets.
on that.
No, a good girl in the streets and a freak in the sheets or something like that. Right. Yeah. So anyway, what do y'all think about Leah and Candace? I don't like Candace around Leah. I just hate it.
So here's that was one of the things that was kind of making me just be like, what is going on? What are y'all trying to do? So I get the feeling that Candace feels like Portia is trying to kind of gang up on her. Portia and what's the other one?
Giselle.
Giselle are trying to gang up on her. And I get the feeling that Candace is intentionally speaking up when she can, just so that Leah knows that's what they normally do. Don't let them see you sweat.
First
I
of all,
don't
ain't
think,
nobody
even if
thinking
she doesn't
about
have
Leah.
anything, even if she doesn't, well, they should stop talking about her then, because that's all they talk about. She has been the one everybody seems to attack.
They didn't talk about her this entire episode. They did the previous episode where
they talked about her.
It was a specific set of events where Leah is trying to dictate how this moves. When Leah's saying it's boring, she's not saying it's boring. She's
now that was
trying
last
to
episode.
say it will not be interesting TV for us. That's what she's saying. So she's not taking in account that she heard the story before about the lady from Miami. Well, Bravo is a tricky situation. They didn't even show us that scene, but they showed it the second time she told it. So it's almost like she's not realizing that you're actually doing the show. And in order for a story to be told, it does happen. People tell their things that they want to hear more than once. If you wanted to convey,
she act like she ain't been through this on New York. Like this ain't her first rodeo.
She's acting new. That's what it is.
And I think the reason that she's doing that is because her last season on New York was really, she didn't get along with a lot of people. She was fighting a lot. I think she's trying to now be more cautious. I don't think it's working. And I think Portia calls herself saving her, but Portia is not the right one to try and save her right now because Giselle's just disrespectful right now to her. Don't matter what she says or does.
I mean, you can't say that you're trying when you're telling people what they're talking about is boring. When the lady was literally talking about her ex-husband who was in a gay relationship that died. You can't say that you're trying to get along with people and actually say that to somebody. That's not even plausible. That doesn't even make common sense.
Well, you can say you're trying to get along with somebody. You can say it all day. But if they say something that you don't agree with, then suddenly
it wasn't anything that she agreed with. She was telling her story. It wasn't an agree or disagree. It was her story. And she was saying her story was boring. This wasn't a situation where it was up for an opinion.
But she gave her opinion. That's what everybody else is sitting around doing.
It wasn't. Nobody was giving an opinion.
They've been giving their opinion since the first episode on something.
So Kelly, you trying to tell me that was not?
They literally said, "I want to hear this." They literally said they didn't know the story. As a viewer who has never watched an episode of Miami, I was interested because I had never even heard it. It was interesting enough for me to push play. When this episode to watch it, I was like, "Whoa, this is good."
And they did finish the story, right?
No, they started an argument.
Well, but they did finish it. She got to the end of her story. It's just that Giselle kept going over to Leah, trying to say, if you don't want to hear it, don't come at it that way, et cetera, et cetera. But she had every right to do that. But they finished the story. It was just,
I don't know if they did because I don't watch the show. It felt like it was more to it. It was enough. She gave me enough, like I said, to make me go watch it. But I wanted to hear it. I was like, I was glued. Like, what? She said what? I had to rewind. She said what? It's interesting. If you don't know, I have never seen those two ladies before until I watched this show.
And Leah must have watched it or something because it's like she knew the story.
I knew it too. I only watched it a couple of times.
No, that's what this show is about, though. Ultimate Girl Trip was about them getting to know each other. So from different franchises.
And
she's not allowing people to do that.
Yeah, she's trying not to allow people to do that.
Yeah,
and that's just not fair. And then when you sitting up here talking,
that's why they told her to shut up.
Something else I thought was disingenuous. You wanted to fuss at Heather, which she should have, for saying, "I'm gonna get you drunk." But then at the same time, tell the other ladies, why don't y'all get drunk or something? Like she is clearly stating that she don't want to be there. Like first we boring, now we should get drunk to entertain you. Like Leah, my whole thing is it's kind of what you would tell kids. What I tell my daughter all the time. Every thought in your head don't have to come out your mouth.
Well, and if you're in a situation where you're boring, that don't mean you just sit and shut up. Say it, and maybe the boring will turn into something fun if they would listen to what her thoughts are instead of cutting her down. And
she they said no, that's not true, Callie, because they said, Leah, what do you want to do? What do you want us to do?
Literally said
that and asked her, and she said, "It's not on me. It's not on me. It is on you."
And she literally put something to cover her face.
Yeah,
she literally. They said, "Well, what do you want to do?"
Stop talking about her.
No, they gave her
the face. Look at the look on Monty's face.
Because I'm so confused. I feel like we watched a totally different show.
Right. They gave her the floor. She picked up a napkin and covered her face.
Yeah,
that's why
she was expressing. See, here, let me say this. Okay,
so know how the white girls work.
No, I don't. Well, I mean, I see reasons why people were frustrated at her, but I also see reasons why Candace is trying to save her, because I'm trying to save her, not because I love her. It's just that I do see why she feels like she's kind of being picked on, because she is. If she thinks something is boring and she says it and she can't give a reason on why it's boring, then okay, go on to the next thing. And that's kind of what they've been doing, and that's fine. She don't have to turn a cartwheel just to make Giselle happy.
That's what she did on New York. She went around naked.
We're in Thailand. We're in Thailand.
We're in Thailand.
We're in Thailand. We're not going to be first of all. Heather can't go do a cartwheel, so she's with a different group of people, and this is only the 30. She has to figure them out first.
She's the negative freaking Nancy on
and we've been talking about her for 20 minutes.
Because you watched this whole totally different show, so we trying to figure out what you're talking about.
What different show did I watch? I watched the same one.
I don't think so.
To shut up and instantly listen to what y'all saying. That's not who Leah is. So, okay.
I don't know. I liked Leah on New York.
I don't know. And I don't really care because
I don't like her on this show. Okay. So
Giselle was going to make sure you don't like her.
She also seems uncomfortable. It's almost like her and Heather are insecure. It almost feels that's what it looks like. I don't know her, definitely Heather. She's very vocal about her insecurities. I can't remember. She said something. It was just like, I'm just so glad they ain't talking about. It was some of the things that you could tell she deals with a lot of insecurities, but it also could be a fan type of thing as well.
Yeah,
because they talked about that. When you're like, if I was around them, as much as I have an opinion of them as characters, I would imagine if I was amongst them that I wouldn't be very talkative.
Well, honey, I don't know.
Look,
I just want Candace to get away from Leah. Candace, get away from Leah. She's making people not like you again.
Oh, y'all didn't like her before the season started, so we can't say that's it.
I like Candace. Maybe Joy don't, but I don't like her on this show. I want her to go away from Leah.
She the same grumpy person she's always been.
She ain't grumpy.
I don't feel like Candace is herself. I do not. I don't agree with that.
Negative person. Like
I don't agree.
That's
even when she's making a joke, it's at the expense of somebody else.
That's another reason she's trying to help Leah, because don't nobody like Leah, just like y'all don't want to like her.
I like Candace. I don't like her on this show though with Leah. I feel like
it's because you're being encouraged not to.
By who?
By her. And Giselle and Portia.
Giselle don't run my life.
I think she remember.
She's never been a peer pressure person.
The executive producer of not only Potomac, but also of Thailand, and also of Joy in Montana.
Can't make my teeth do anything.
Giselle is your life producer. Let's just go ahead and admit that. Joy, Giselle is your life producer. Giselle, Tik Potomac and Thailand, produced by Giselle Carlos King Bryan, or whatever her name is.
Candace is a negative Nancy with Leah, and I want her to get away.
Okay. She is not always negative.
She's not herself on this show.
Always negative.
No.
Always. Like Leah's making never fun to be fun. Even when she's making a joke, it's
Candace don't have fun to have fun.
Somebody else.
She's just fun. That first game she did was fun. She is fun. You just don't like her kind of fun. She's fun. She's fun.
I mean, I need to get out the comments too, because
my daughter, I thought
the comments.
My daughter made a good observation.
What she
said? She said that at Potomac, and she likes Potomac. She said that it's only 3 girls. that really should be housewives. She said those other girls are not housewife material. They're trying to get a certain caliber of woman, but they're missing on the fun part. And she said Mia, who I think is completely delusional. I love her. She said Giselle, which is she'll play along. And she said the only one that could teeter on a possibility, but really not, but possibly is Karen, because she's delusional. She said you have to, they're trying to get a certain kind of woman, and that's why it's so heavy. It's not fun. So what Potomac is missing are fun people. They need fun people, not people who are concerned about their image or how many Twitter followers they got, or who being a boss be. We need people that want to have fun. That's what they're missing.
I just feel like Candace came, and it may be because Portia's there, but she came with a lot of stuff that happened in the past in her heart. And it could be by seeing Portia, it brought it up. So I just feel like it's making her seem negative. Now it is her feelings.
She's not the only one bringing it up though. But yeah, I mean you're right.
No, she brought it up. She brought it up at the table. It was her.
No,
when you made the comment and you said I don't want to hear about this Monique stuff, I was like, who brought that up? Candace brought that up at the table to Portia. Nobody else brought that up.
Okay, are you talking about the game or outside of the game?
What game?
Outside the game.
Okay, so then, like I was saying, she wasn't the only one to bring it up because Portia did put Monique in her game.
What game?
Stop. Portia's only had one game, right? Where she went around and she said, what would you do? Screw, kill, or punk or something? And to Monique, and she had to answer that question.
Oh, she did say that in her game.
Did y'all skip over that?
Yeah, she did. She did. Would you shag, kill, or
bang?
It was something like that. Yeah.
Monique to death. So she's not the only one bringing it up. So like last week when y'all thought the shade, I don't know if you did, Tik, or not, but I know that Joy did. You felt the shade was a little hard when Candace brought up Portia's and Phelan and all that situation. And so it's no big deal. It's just a game. What same thing that Portia did. She brought up something that shouldn't have been brought up either. But well,
I don't think that it was supposed to be brought up. What Candace brought up, I don't think I have an issue with what she said. When she said, because she actually, it was an off conversation. She said she went to Portia with her napkins and her tissue already in her cry triangle. And she said, and she asked her about, it's been bothering you. It's been bothering her about the comment that she made on the chat room show. And they cut that scene up very poorly. But if I'm reading through the lines, this is what I think happened. This is me watching it like 2-3 times because I was so confused. Okay, this is what I think happened. When Candace brought it up, she wanted to know why did she use her platform to to say such a thing. It seems like to me, behind the scenes, this is me guessing, Portia then said something like, well, you got to counter we had to show
these were on two totally different events.
No,
They were two totally different events. So you're saying, are you saying?
Yes, I'm saying it's a totally different event.
I said that to Candace.
Yeah, I said this is a totally different event where Candace sat down and said to Portia, it's an issue that's been on my mind that I need to talk to you about. And she said, what? And she said, why did you use your platform? She's talking about the Chatter Up show.
Chatter Room, but Chatter Up.
What is the name of it?
Chatter Up.
That's what it should be.
What was it? The chat room. Yeah, with the chat room. Why did you use your platform to basically spread lies? The lies was that she repeated directly what she said, what Portia said she heard from Monique, which was that Candace was suing her to pay for her mom's house. And then Giselle said, but I was there to counter it because we knew it was a lie. And she was, where she said she ain't even suing her. All she did was press charges, and it's even up to the DA to pick it up. Where it goes from there is where it goes. that's where I think the disconnect, they should have aired that part because it looks confusing. Because later when Giselle gets in the car, she then says, how could she say I didn't defend her? I defended her. So we're missing a chunk of film.
Well, I'm glad that you did bring that up, though, because that was also in my notes. Because while they were at the table, no matter how mixed up it was, we heard it come out of her mouth. So maybe there was something maybe we didn't see, but that Giselle heard. Candace said, when Giselle was upset, how can you not think I supported you or whatever? Candace said, well, okay, how come you can't support me, but I still want to have a voice for myself? So why was Giselle so upset? Because Candace didn't say you didn't support me. Candace said I wanted to use my voice as well, and I didn't have that same opportunity.
Why didn't she?
That's what was a little confusing.
Why didn't she?
She did say that.
And then what Heather said is,
she did
not
say
Heather,
that.
but Whitney. Whitney said, well, you're the only one that followed the contract or whatever that said don't speak about this before it airs or something like that. And Candace says, yeah, you're right.
Yeah, so she did say that. That's why I said we have to do a lot of inferencing here, because it seems like Candace was saying, how could you all talk about that and not let me on the show? And I think they're saying, I think the issue was, the argument was, it was two people there arguing both ends. That Portia was a representative of Monique and Giselle was a representative of Candace.
Right, and Candace knows that. So what was Giselle so mad about? Candace never said you didn't support me. Candace
we don't know that. We don't know that.
We know what they said.
We don't know that.
But we know what they said. She said that. She said, I appreciate that you had my back or whatever, but that doesn't take a... She didn't say that. Joy,
she did say that.
Joy, yes, she did. She said, I appreciate, I love, I like, or whatever. She said, I thank you for whatever, but I would have loved to have my own voice.
Now she didn't say that, but she did say she wanted her own voice. I'll read it to you. I got the scene in front of me. As soon as the commercial go off.
Well, she did say that. Whatever the word was, she was saying, I do know that you supported me, but that doesn't mean I'm not allowed to have wanted to use my own voice.
Why couldn't she, Callie? I'm trying to figure out, why can't she use her own voice?
Well, according to what Whitney and them said, it's because you were the only one that were following what you were told not to do, which was not talk about it before the show. While Monique is out there talking about it before the show. Okay, so we're talking about the Monique situation. Is that right or wrong? Okay, yes. And in that time, who was the only one talking? Was it Monique Samuels?
Yes.
Okay.
But what's that got to do with Giselle and Portia? Is what I'm trying to say.
That's the part that I didn't understand.
What does it have to do with Giselle and Portia?
Only because Giselle said, I did support you. How can you say I didn't support you? And then Candace said, I didn't say you didn't. I appreciate that you did, but I wanted my own voice. That's it. So why that made Giselle so mad, I don't know.
But Giselle and Portia was talking about it after it aired, right?
I don't know. I don't remember the date. Yes. I don't know the date.
Yes,
we know.
No.
But Candace was on the show with them, right?
No.
Candace never was on there with Portia and Giselle?
I don't know.
No.
I know Karen was.
That's what she's saying. That's her point. I think she wanted to be able to use her own voice.
Yes, she did say that.
But at the time, it was already, this show, you have to remember, it was during COVID. Although they filmed that in 2019, they didn't start airing it until August 2020.
That's fine. So what did Giselle get so upset about?
The chat room was running at the same time. This was airing. So they were talking about current weekly episodes. They weren't talking about future or the past. I think that's why I said they cut this scene really bad. I think Candace was asking for her own voice to be able to explain it like she should have been on the show. And I do agree with that.
Okay. Why was Giselle so upset? Giselle said,
I can't believe else had to have been said, is my point to you.
Okay.
That's just didn't show it.
Yeah, they just didn't show it. I said that. That's why I said
I don't believe that.
Felt that way, and nobody corrected her, mind you, when they got in the car and they continued the conversation.
Candace tried to correct her at the table. She said, I appreciate you, but she did correct her. So you want somebody else to correct her because she's not going to listen to Candace?
I don't think that's what she said.
I don't know what she said. I don't care that much. Okay.
I am on the same.
So
She said, I don't care that much.
So Portia said that Candace will not leave no tear behind. It will not fall past the cheek. I thought that was, and she also said Candace has 2 modes, crying and cursing. And
right. That's the only way you can get her real feelings. And she had the nerve to call somebody a gutter snap. Like she don't know what it is. Like if there isn't a person, if I say who acts like a spoiled child on this show, it ain't a person in the world that would not say Candace.
Because Portia acts like such an adult.
I didn't say that, but she at least know how to have fun. Like
Candace, she does by stealing other people's husbands.
Like 20. No,
people
what's like
Portia. Let's get a name going here. Name the game.
Oh God, I can't with y'all, Joy and Kelly. I just be sitting here.
What's the name of that game?
I feel like we be talking about 13 different things, and it is
on line 9. I mean, we need a name and a game.
But did y'all notice that before Candace even started talking to Portia, she was like, she had her tear thing ready. She was like, I'm gonna cry. Like she comes prepared.
So
I like that.
She started folding up the airplane size tissue. I thought she was just with a little. Because first I saw Portia do it, and I thought, well, her Candace isn't that long.
I think Portia was some paper.
Candace.
I think Portia was some paper.
But Candace had one just as long as that. And I'm like, when did Candace start using the paper planes?
She's an actress. Every time she cries now, I say that she's a halfway decent actress. I've seen her in a movie. She halfway decent. She might be faking at this point. Like she's
a very good actress, I think, especially when she said, "Are we in a brothel?"
Okay, well,
I about died.
The Days of Our Wives. I thought that was.
I thought that was so funny. Yeah,
it was so funny.
And I do think that, and I will 100% agree with this. Reality TV shows should definitely have an Emmy category.
They should,
because really. How do you have all of these kind of TV shows and like no kind of big reward at the end? They should absolutely have a category for reality and not just The Price is Right, because that falls underneath that category.
Like the game shows.
Yes, game shows.
But I do feel like they do need an Emmy or Oscar. They need an EGOT, okay? Right. Portia and the KFC. I need to taste this KFC because it gotta be good. Because my KFC here
is good everywhere, but America. I don't even eat it there. I don't think I've had KFC like chicken in probably 15 years. Now I ain't gonna lie. They got the Bob chicken sandwich, but that's it. And a Pepsi. It's nothing. They fries nasty, they sides nasty, but they got the best chicken sandwich on the market.
Okay, so let's talk about the massages. What was they doing to them? Wasn't they massaging with their feet?
That's why Candace was like, "Oh, is this a brothel? What's happening?"
Right. Body. That was because they was moaning and stuff.
And then, of course, what did Portia say? She was mad because didn't nobody touch her Kit Kat. I was like, she meant that too. Yep, that's why they like her.
I want my money back. They didn't touch mine.
Tap. I mean, yeah, okay.
But I felt like they was massaging them with their feet. I don't want nobody's feet on me when they massage me. I don't get it.
I've had one of those massages before. I didn't like it. I mean, not when they got extra rough. I'm like, just do like the back area. Nothing too like. Yeah,
girl, I like my legs being massaged though. I think that's better than my back. That's better than your back. Yeah.
Okay, I did say, why is Candace never happy? I feel like she is so depressed on this show. It's just
I want
her to be happy.
Well, she's on there with people that are against her. What was she supposed to do?
Nobody abused. There ain't nobody even talking.
I didn't say anything about abuse, Joy. I didn't say that.
What did you say?
I said because she's on there with people that are against her.
Oh, against.
Yeah. We know she's from the upper echelon of society, and some people can't handle that. I get it.
Who is Candace?
Negro, please.
Yeah,
she don't act like it.
I'm sorry. You and I went back and forth.
She don't act like
she was up there, and Chris wasn't. So make up your mind, Joy. It just depends on the
day of the week.
Joy,
she act like a gutter snap.
Is she mean? Ain't she mean?
I think her mama called her that. I really do think her mother called her that before, and she because she projects a lot.
Candace does have mommy issues. I will say that, but
y'all know
they was looking for weed.
Like
what y'all think about that?
The issues,
they was looking for weed.
It is for y'all people. It don't make no sense. And then Portia talking about when Portia said, but I bet if me and you both gang up on her, she ain't gonna know how to act. She gonna say we bullies. Portia, why? Now you ain't no bully. We know that. So I did agree when Candace called her a bully, said she was acting bullyish instead of a pie. I don't think Portia's ever a bully. And then the minute I said that, what happens? Portia looks right at Giselle and says, "Me and you both. What if we both went up against her? What's she gonna do? Cry bully?" Now I just took up for you, and then you didn't stab me in the back by saying, "Yeah, let's do that." Basically,
I thought Portia was saying that Candace was coming at her. And if they come back at Candace, they will be what she was saying.
That is what she said at the same time.
Right. That's the truth.
Double truth.
Candace is the bully at this moment.
No one said
that. No one said it wasn't true.
Thank you, Botany.
Yeah, no one said that it wasn't true. Yeah, that's exactly what happened. And she said, "Well, if me and you both come at her, it's like, well, Portia, I just said you weren't a bully. Now you're saying something bullyish because that's what happened." Was just
giving a hypothetical. I don't think her and Giselle was going to do this. But it's just like, they did this to me, but what if I did this to them? Then they would really try to say I'm this. Right. Because
you don't think anything that happened on the show was them two getting on her at the same time that could be called bullying? No. Mm-hmm. No.
Everybody was going against Leah. If you watch it, I took the notes. It was Whitney versus Leah. Then it was Giselle versus Leah. Then it was Alexis versus Leah.
So what do you do? Candace, but we can go on. I forgot Leah was on there. So, but listen, let me say this real quick and then I'll shut up.
Wait a minute, y'all. What y'all think that they on national? I'm just so tickled that they on TV Googling whether or not they can buy weed.
I know. I saw that. It's a hot mess right there. And it just got approved in June. I mean, it's June 14th at 6 o'clock. She had the date, the time, the amount you can carry. It was a mess. But listen, so the whole time we've been talking, we have talked in detail about Portia, Giselle, Leah, Candace, and Heather. What are the other girls doing? Just getting some free paychecks, or when is they gonna pick up?
No.
Whitley tried to.
My nerves with they arguing. I don't even want to talk about that.
Yeah, Whitley tried to at the end when she said, "I'm just going to let you all know that she has not tried to get out of the what are they in bosoms? Buddhism? What is it?
Buddha.
That thing. They're not one that so that was her way of trying to be messy, I guess. It failed. I forgot what she said already. And so we need the other people to wake up.
They do need to wake up. I had a question. Okay, would you have put on that? Go ahead.
What did y'all think about when Giselle was telling the Miami girls and Portia in the van about what kind of transpired between her and Candace over the season? And then she actually said on camera that I am the reason that people didn't, and everybody was like, "Oh!" Like, I noticed that all of them was shocked.
I had a reaction to that. But I think it's just when you're dealing with someone who isn't maybe in the moment in that situation, then I can see how Giselle wouldn't understand how what she did would stop somebody else from coming forward. I do see that. Just saying. I do.
But one of the things.
Do you need that to be explained, Monty? Look at Monty.
Giselle said is,
look at Tik.
At no point was this sexual assault. She said the man ain't touched me. I told her exactly what happened. So it's just like Candace did turn this into a molehill.
Candace turned it into a molehill.
What did Teresa call it?
A mountain into a molehill. No, a molehill.
No.
Tomato is probably what she
said. She said something so off. It was so funny. But it was mountain into a molehill. I can't remember. She was like into a molehill mount or something. She was like, what? She's like the saying.
So that's something there that I can't play with too much because I can absolutely understand why somebody would go through that and then think I'm going to be a little hesitant if something happens to me. It's happened before. So, I mean, I can see how, but if you have not been in that situation, Giselle, of course, is thinking, I didn't say nothing major. Why would that stop somebody? I get it on both ends from there.
Because I don't think it would stop me, what Giselle said, but it could. I mean, I guess anything they do here could stop somebody from doing something. Because it might make people don't say, drag me. Ain't nobody gonna do that in front of Monique.
No, she didn't go back to season 4. No, she didn't.
Okay, what do y'all think about Portia? Candace was like, I have a degree in journalism, and Portia said, well, you might got the degree, but I got the show.
Oh,
I was like,
no, I'm sorry. I didn't pick up that line because that might have been kind of good, but I don't think, and maybe this, I don't think Portia, when it comes to real conversations, should really go too deep with Candace, because we all know Candace will make the girl cry. Let's just get
Portia.
Oh, please. Do you remember when we were all on the we was there at the reunion when she was saying she was a journalist, and Andy looked at her and said and she said, oh, so you're laughing at my journalism skills? Yes, we all laughing, Portia. Please. I don't think she wants to have that conversation. I really don't.
I mean, Portia really did have a show though, where she, even if it was gossip on a radio station, it wasn't just a chat room. But I mean,
comical.
All of that is, I mean, just because all you do fluff pieces, that doesn't make you any less than a journalist.
Well,
I mean, no, she ain't going over to China to look at the little children. But
I love how you just take up for her, no matter what.
It has no.
If you would like to call Portia a journalist.
I'm not saying anything, but I don't think
really wanted to talk about all the time she got
entertainment tonight.
This is the same girl who said the Underground Railroad don't have a door or something. I mean, come on, this is your journalist.
She's a host. She's not a journalist.
Thank you. Thank you. Y'all want to be specific with the words. I just don't think that Candace should do that with Portia. I mean, that Portia should do that with Candace. Not something that's serious, because we all know she will be in tears. Yes, Portia.
Do you think Candace is going to lose fans because she's going after Portia?
No, I think Candace is going to lose fans anytime she opens her mouth, because some people automatically want that to happen and say it no matter what she does. Like, she's just
not a nice person to me.
We've been told that. So a nice person can do some of the same crazy stuff, and it's okay. But Portia she's not a nice person. I mean, no.
And mind you, when a person is 100% in the right, or I've taken up for Candace before, so it's gone on either ends for me. I was vehemently pro Portia. Pro Candace in season 5, and I liked Monique initially. So I mean, I remember I tweeted I tweeted something like, there's nobody that can convince me that Candace didn't start that fight with Monique
when it first came out before.
Before we ever saw an episode, it was just no way you were going to convince me of that.
We know, and then she was on her side, and then God forbid she said something else, and you ain't been on her side since. We get it.
All right, let's see. What do y'all think of Portia's games? They were horrible, right?
I thought the second one was, the first one was fun.
With the elephants?
No, the one when they had to either answer the question or eat the bug.
Oh, I got that. Okay, yeah, I didn't like that one either.
Because that is a truth and dare. It was a truth and dare on a real level. Yeah. Like, do you know what you really don't want to say to eat a scorpion? Like, and somebody had to tell you, don't eat the tail.
Don't eat because you're going to die.
It's poisonous. No, I'm answering every question you ask.
All right. So what do y'all think about Giselle's day with the New Orleans Creole? What she called herself? The Creole Queen
and shady, which I thought was good.
I like that.
Remember we were saying that she should have gave everybody reasonably shady paddles.
She ended up giving them out. Yeah. I thought her games was pretty fun, and she kind of picked. I don't think she really talked about Candace, but the other girl, she was like, Miami, you think you paved the way, you didn't, Portia got a big old boot, something, just going on with everybody, kind of being shady. But I thought that was pretty fun. What y'all think about the line? What you call the line they do? In with the umbrellas?
I forgot. That was New Orleans for Mardi Gras.
Yeah.
Some kind of line dance or something.
I thought that was really fun. Reasonably shady. Miami's JaVale shady. It's healthy. That's all I got. Anything else?
Oh, did y'all think any of the questions that Giselle asked were overly shady? Because it would
I thought they were
question from each of them their shows.
Yeah. I thought it was fun.
Mm-hmm.
But what do y'all think? Oh Lord, I lost it. About Giselle not making Heather call Jen.
I meant to say that. I said you and nobody but Giselle, baby. She was like, "Girl, let's FaceTime." Where the camera? Only Giselle. All I kept saying is, and y'all don't think this girl deserves whatever salary she getting, she deserves. But this is actually, I will say this. This is actually a really good cast.
Mm-hmm.
Like there really isn't a weak link. It's people that I don't necessarily care for, but none of them, they're all holding their own. Even Leah and all her complaints is still a contribution to conversation.
Hi, Misbehaving. I haven't seen enough from the Miami girls yet. I mean, to me, they haven't done anything yet.
But it's funny because Giselle was like, don't speak Spanish. And then when they start speaking Spanish, they talked about Candace burping. I was
yes. I forget.
See, I missed that.
Yes. Now, mind you,
did somebody translate?
The screen did.
Oh.
Yeah. They sure did, because she belched at a table and they was just like, "Ooh, that's so rude." And they were straight up having a conversation about it.
Yeah.
And I thought it was funny because it was her that said, I'm gonna watch back the show and watch them read what you say about. Remember, she said that a couple of
Yeah.
I think that's it.
Yeah.
All right, we're gonna do New Jersey next, Misbehaving. I hadn't watched the Queen's R&B. I can't stand all that fighting, but if y'all want to do it, we can Wednesday. It's up to y'all. I'll watch it.
We can do
I didn't watch it, but I can.
It ain't that much. I mean, I'm over it too because of all the fighting. I just think, I think Latosha is just on another level. We can't.
Okay. I mean, we can talk about it, but it's just.
There's not. Yeah, but I probably have as much to say about that as I do about New Jersey because Marge is Marge, and
it's just But we're doing Jersey next at 7:30, so we got 3 minutes. Anything else, ladies? All right, so we're gonna leave this. And then we're going to
Can I ask you a blind eye question on?
Yeah, go ahead.
Blind eye question. Escape or SWV?
Escape.
Escape for me.
All day.
Really? Oh,
yes.
No.
And
SWV.
so, Lily is really upset going at little Candace in her post. Y'all see that last post?
Yeah.
Lily needs to chill out.
She's going against Candace?
Yeah. Well, Candy, yes.
Oh, Candy. Oh, okay.
Yes. She, as if you can sell out.
The reason I say
Escape don't play. I don't know why they keep trying to hold Candy back and dog her and everything. Because no matter how bad she sings, the girl has sold some #1 Grammy award-winning songs, and she's helped Escape become what they are, and she's still the richest in the group. For her to be the so-called worst singer, Candy is a boss, and they need to get up off her.
I don't think that it was so much about her being a worst singer. I think SWV is correct that their numbers stand alone. Just because you have the most fans on Twitter doesn't necessarily mean that those people are going to come out to watch you. If you talk about
that they already have,
wait a minute, but SWVs. People are. This is I'm not lying or over exaggerating. I told y'all I was just at a talent show at a high school where the girls were singing "Rain Down on Me."
Yeah,
SWV is still relevant to this day.
Yeah, they are. Both of the groups are. So nobody
more relevant. But Lily's point is valid. While you're talking about one of the biggest Escape fans, I'm not downgrading their music. I'm a for real fan of Escape. That's not the issue. The issue is number for number. Who had the most hits? Who sold the most records? That's going to be SWV. Fans on Instagram don't necessarily. If you had 7 million people ain't even bought their records. That's what SWV is saying. That's
if you got all these fans, that don't mean they're going to come.
Hey, Misbehaving, did you watch the verses? Misbehaving, I see you out there comment. The verses with Candy and Esther. And who do you think won? Because SWV said they won. Do y'all agree with that? Because
I thought both of them did. It was a good verses. It was a very good verse. And I knew all the songs.
Yeah.
So it was a very, I don't think it was any one person won over the other, because I think both both groups had really good showmanship. But I just neck and par to par, album from album, number for number, it's still going to be SWV. And as
they're
far
not
as
showing up to watch this show either.
I mean,
I also say this, from top up to bottom, I know more Escape songs than I do SWV.
Well,
Me
so
too.
do I.
From album,
and I
mean,
only Coco can sing in SWV, so
and
I don't
the stage
think that
performance. Who said so? I think that was Misbehaving. The stage
I don't think
performance.
that's why SWV don't win for me.
These ladies are in
And
their
Candy can't even
50s.
dance. But
These ladies are in their 50s, and Lily again had the point. Candy and them trying to appeal to 20-year-olds. It's no
working.
need for their costumes to look like that. They're in their late 40s. They are middle-aged women. You can have the best body in the world. But it's the same reason why we laugh at Karen and have some of the clothes she wears. Because sometimes it's just, we know that outfit don't fit that age.
Right. But in this situation, it's definitely working for Escape. It has not worked for SWV. But look,
that's not their thing, though.
But we're talking about the performance, whether it is or not.
And I also think
singing is not Candy's thing, but Candy is still, her and Tiny are still the most famous in both groups. And
that is on reality TV. You are correct, but it doesn't mean. It hasn't even translated into their personal hits. Because Tiny and Candace have both put out music since they've been famous, and it still don't translate.
It doesn't. Escape is the others didn't translate either.
My point is, popularity on reality show doesn't translate into seats in a
and did y'all realize
in a concert. And
did y'all realize Latosha's trying to sell a gospel record?
They say it's doing great, y'all.
I don't believe it.
They say it's doing great.
This little scandalous preacher husband.
Latasha's gospel song, they say it's doing great.
She can really sing.
Yeah, she can.
But her attitude sucks.
What is going to be the difference in her this time than the last 3 times she's tried to go solo? I don't see anything being different.
I guess she's going to gospel this time instead of R&B.
And while you go to gospel, stop at the courthouse and make sure that they get your fingerprints and that it was your husband that cashed that check. I mean, if you want to, I guess it depends on who your preacher is.
I think he might be grimy.
But he's
not a good look for her. He's an opportunist. He's an opportunist. That ain't cool.
That's true. That's true, Miss Bailey.
That ain't cool.
Yeah.
Okay, another thing I want to say, did y'all see the picture with T.I. and Tiny were walking, and like the first picture he slapped her on the butt, and then the second picture it looked like her butt got popped out.
It looked like it shifted.
Where he hit it.
Did y'all see? About that. Yeah, they so mean. But if it's true, they mean. Did y'all see her little daughter's video where she was singing "Lift Me Up"?
I'm not gonna talk about it.
You don't like Eris' voice? Oh, that must be a no. Have you listened to it, Joy? Okay, all right, I'm gonna shut up. I think she's such a little sweetheart, baby girl. She can sing. I like her. I like her little voice. How old? 6? She be jamming. Now, them songs are a little mature, but okay.
Okay. And another thing. So we want to talk about Atlanta. Do y'all want to do that after Jersey, so we can go on to Jersey?
Okay.
We're gonna talk about the Atlanta trailer and the outfit after Jersey. All right.
My God, I got one question to say before I forget. Should I tell you? And you gonna write it down for me?
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Okay. Yeah.
Atlanta. Okay. Do you remember when Drew Sidora was all pissed off at LaToya for trying to hook up with the prophet?
Yeah.
So how she thinks she looked trying to hook up with the other woman that was married to Mimi?
I'm writing it down.
Because I need to see that same energy of
her. She called her Delilah, right? Or Jezebel. What she called her? Delilah or Jezebel?
Some wasn't right. It wasn't right, whatever it was.
I think she said she had the Delilah spirit.
Delilah spirit, yeah.
A mess. Okay.
All right, I'm writing it down. We won't forget. Okay. All right, y'all. We'll be back. 2 and 2. Who used to do that? Somebody.
2 and 2. Richard Dawson.
Oh, yeah.
Yes, I just told my age. Let me hang on.
All right.